Your story silver line today's HBC and 10. They both concern the House of Representatives and President Donald Trump. I'm Carl Zeus, and down in the middle explanation of what's going on. First, Democratic leaders of House have announced they'll be building two articles of impeachment, two former charges against President Trump. Those charges are abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. They are related to a controversial poll called the American President had in July with the president of Ukraine. Democrats say President Trump abused his power by pressuring Ukraine to investigate the son of political rival Joe Biden, the former US Vice President who's running for the presidency in 2020. Democrats say President Trump obstructed Congress by not fully cooperating with the House impeachment investigation. There are questions about whether these two charges are impeachable offenses. Democrats generally say they are. Republicans generally say they aren't. The Constitution says the president can be removed from office if convicted of quote at time. Falcon. I don't have not YouTube Premium no more. Constitution says a president can be removed from office and convicted of quote treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Both President Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky say nothing illegal took place on their phone call. And House Republicans say their chamber's investigation was unfair and biased against the US president. But the station said the boss next week on the House floor, where a simple majority of lawmakers will determine whether there are sufficient grounds for impeachment. If the House, which is controlled by Democrats, votes that there are, a trial will be held in the Senate, which is controlled by Republicans. And analysts expect it will find the president not guilty with their he can remain in office. But all this is being watched very closely because neither of those votes will actually happen. The second political headline concerns the USMCA, the US Mexico Canada Trade Agreement. It will replace NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement that took effective in 1994. But the President Trump it is called the worst trade deal in American history. For most of his administration has worked with Canada and Mexico on a new agreement, USMCA, the result. But it has to be approved by Congress first. And though House Democrats now say it's much better than NAFTA, they had some objection to the deal. Yesterday, Democratic leaders they supported now some revisions have been made. Observers say this is legislative success for President Trump if it passes in the House and Senate. 10-second trivia. More than 44% of land in the United States is covered by what? Concrete, farmland, forest, or water? Agricultural land takes about 44% of the land in America, followed by forest, which is accounted for 33%. Some growers are promoting vertical and underground farms, a relatively new way to cultivate crops without taking up much space. This can happen in buildings, shipping containers, or tunnels, as you heard but not see. Also, some disadvantages to this. For one thing, they're expensive to get started. Even if you already have abandoned building or tunnel to start with, you're gonna need technology. That can mean a lot of artificial light and energy use. For another, these farming method might not work for all crop, and it could result higher costs for what is grown. But what everything was right, the under the mountains of South Korea went for I did it yesterday. I did it. I knew it. It's my second right mix of the number of block. I think that Purple wanna we do out the opportunity job and they're all very excited about the opportunity to be the first woman on the moon. Ah, 10 out of 10. For 10 out of 10 years, and when we're getting the axe is how to get your party started. This is the World Axe Throwing Championship. It was held recently in Arizona, attracting axe throwers from, yes, around the world. And before you laugh, the prize was $15,000 and the event was broadcast on ESPN. This is not something you should living room or probably anywhere outside a designated act range. But if you're lumberjacks who knows jacks and hacks about the exact same and some will say relaxing sport acting, you wouldn't be slacking saying and finding anything taxing about that saying a sort of board game. To test your metal while you're getting handle busting competition's chops. I'm Carl Zeus reporting just the facts on TNN 10. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I was shadowing that maybe yesterday. I remembered. Mhm. Anyway, today's class so many typical me. Yeah, I'm I'm getting sweat on my body because I have to work alone. I know that's not for me, but I can I don't have no choice. But to be honest, it's made me a new everything, a lot of things. Uh, was good.